Hi there, so in today's video we're just going to talk about transferring, or the fastest way to transfer data or your video and photos from your mini drone. Now, I've been outside and I've taken lots of 4 gig files on my SD card, and I was just wondering how to get the data off really. So I thought, well, there's 2 ways to do it really. I thought, well, first way, I'm going to take the cable, the USB cable that comes with the kit. I'm going to put one end into the back of the drone and the other end into my PC. It's going to recognize it as a drive or something, and I'm going to just copy the data across. Thought, great, then I won't have to take out the micro SD card. And obviously the second way of doing it is to take out the micro SD card and insert it into your PC if you've got a card reader, or into your laptop if your laptop's got a SD card slot. And probably with your micro SD card that you bought for your drone, you would have probably also received, I've got several here, adapters that you would slot into a full-sized SD card so that you can insert them into the SD card slot. So I started off by taking out the SD card and putting it into the card adapter, and connected it up to the and put it into the PC via USB2. So let's give that a go now and see what kind of speeds I get. Okay, so that wasn't brilliant. We put the card into the computer and via a USB2 card reader, and we're basically getting around 20 megabytes a second, which is not exactly fast, and it's reasonably lengthy time if you've got lots of different large files, 4 gig files on your card. So the next thing to try is to try attaching the drone directly to the computer. And we'll try that via a USB 2 and a USB 3 slot, just because we've got a USB-C cable here. This is the one that actually came in the kit. But what I did find is if you want to connect your drone to your computer, it's a bit of a faff. I thought I'd be able to just connect it straight up in here, bang in my USB-C cable, connect the other USB port to my PC, and it would pick it up. But it doesn't recognize it unless you power up the actual drone, which is a bit of a pain, because what you've then got to do is you've obviously, if you've got a Mini 2 in the combo kit, you've got to take off that part, and then what you've got to do really is you've got to turn the drone on. So to turn the drone on, I'm always recommend probably opening her up, mainly because the props might move a bit or something like that. So in order to then connect it, we would connect this part to the PC, and then we do the normal turn on, and then what we'll do is we'll transfer some data on USB 2 first and see what that comes up with. Right, so connecting the drone via USB 2 is 27 megabytes a second roughly, so faster than the SD card going into a card reader on USB 2, which was 20 megabytes a second. I'm now going to try it via plugging this end into a USB 3 port on my PC. Okay, so we've got the same value, 27 megabytes a second. So it doesn't matter if you connect your drone via USB 2 or USB 3 really. So that's quite slow still, 27. I want it to be a lot faster. I've got to tell you, the card that I'm using in the back here is a 64 gig. It's the SanDisk Extreme, and it's the U3A2 type card, so the fastest card I could kind of get, and I was kind of recommended for this. So the read and write speed on this should be fairly fast. And also on my PC, I'm actually writing it to a fairly new processor in the PC, and I'm writing it to an M2 drive as well, a Samsung Evo M2 drive. So what can I do next to increase the speed? Well, this is the product that I bought. When I first saw the name, I thought it said Belkin, but it doesn't. I bought it from Amazon, by the way. This is just the box, beikell. And this is the USB3, because of the blue end, adapter. Now, what this is, it will take a micro SD card, and it will take a standard SD card in here. There's no through USB 3 port on here. Some have them on the back, so you can plug in, so you don't lose the port. You can plug other things into the back, but this one doesn't have that. And this was only retailing at about £6 to £7 on Amazon UK. So I'm sure you can get this from anywhere around the world on Amazon or eBay or something like that. I've put the link to this, actually, for this Amazon UK link in the description below if you want to have a look at this item, because it's so cheap to buy. Right, we're going to plug this in now to the PC into a USB 3 port. We're going to put the micro SD card into here. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take it out. I'm not going to use the micro SD port. I'm actually going to use the full port. So I'm just going to take out one of these full SD cards. And I'm going to eject the micro SD card and insert it into the end here, and now it's ready to go in to the adapter, if I get it in the right way around. Where are we? I was correct. So it just slots in like that, and then I'm going to take the cover off, and then that will just slot into my PC port. Now let's have a look at the speeds on this. So that's amazing, 90 megabytes a second. That is fast. I mean, that's 3-4 times faster than what I was getting previously by connecting the drone straight to the PC. I mean, you may not have these problems. You may be using a Mac, or you might have another way of quickly transferring your files across. But I just thought it was a really cheap way to get a really high speed transfer of your movie files from your drone by using an adapter like this. And let's just try it in USB 2 just to see if the speed is exactly the same or slower. Right, so that is slower on USB 2, only sort of hitting 38, 39 megabytes a second, as opposed to 90 megabytes a second on USB 3. So just to sum up then, let's have a look at some of the final results. So the hardware I was using was a SanDisk Extreme A2 64 gig micro SD card. I'll put a link to that in the description if you want to buy it where I bought it from, on Amazon. And I'm copying to a PC, an AMD PC, a Ryzen 5 chip with a Samsung Evo M2 hard drive. So the file transfer speeds, just with the SD card in a PC card reader, which was USB 2, I was getting 20 megabytes a second. When I connected the drone directly to the PC and plugged it into a USB 2 port on the PC, I got 27 megabytes per second. That's using the cable that came with the drone. And also got the same 27 megabytes per second when I plugged it into the USB 3 port on the PC. And then finally, using my new kind of Amazon beikell USB 3 card adapter, and if I plugged it into a USB 2 port on the PC, I got 39 megabytes a second, but if I plug it into the USB 3 port, I get a full 90 megabytes a second. Now I did also just try the card adapter in the PC in the USB 3 slot, but actually dragging it to two different drives, not the M2 drive, but I've got a normal Samsung SSD drive, and I've got an old spinning platter SATA hard drive in my PC as well. I dragged to both of those and I still got 90 megabytes per second. So I thoroughly recommend this beikell USB 3 card adapter. Obviously this is not an exhaustive list of things to try out, but you could obviously try out lots of different things, but it's what I've used anyway to get these kind of speeds. I've put a link to the USB stick in the description below if you want to check it out on Amazon. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.